everyone, and welcome to another 10-minute drawing challenge where we come together and draw together for 10 minutes on a character, and we set a goal to see just how much we can draw in 10 minutes. Now, you get to decide what your goal is, whether it's pencils, inks, colors, or if you're going to do torso, headshots, three-quarter, full body, completely up to you. But whatever it is, you set that goal and you try and hit it. If you do crush that goal repeatedly for a couple times, that's when we then get to up the level of difficulty to what we're trying to do. And the whole idea is to either get faster or just stronger, have a better understanding. Whatever it is, we come together, we practice, and we try and crush our 10-minute goals. Now, today we are going to keep going with Spider-Man, and we are going to draw RHINO today. Now, go ahead and get your reference material. If you need to, go ahead and pause the video and then come back once you have it. I already have my supplies, which you definitely want to have on hand beforehand. Got this, I got my reference, and then, yeah, so I guess we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to put 10 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start drawing in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so I'm going to start a little bit further here because RHINO is, the whole idea about RHINO is he is just super duper huge. Right, so I want to make sure that I give him the proper size. Big fan. Right, like he is just super duper huge. And then, so here I have these. Probably drop them down a little bit like so. Okay, and then this comes in like that. Rounds off, comes in, goes down, and then that, and then from here we have this big horn, right? And something that I realized just today is that he actually has 2 horns. Like, I didn't know that. I always thought it was 1, but apparently I was incorrect in that. And I think that I need to actually make it go up a little higher, right? Because if memory serves me right, you get this weird. Got these eyes. It's another. I'm gonna bring it off of here. Have another set of eyeballs for that. I just gave him a little bit more of a head. Go like so. We might not even be able to get all of him in because he's gonna be. The whole idea is that he's this really big hulking dude, right? So. Pencils. I definitely want that to be like, oh, look at me, I'm super huge. Right? And then come over here and we give him a really wide, right? Really, he's super wide, so we'll do that. And I think this. See, now this is a great example of when you just don't know the character. Right? It is definitely something that you want to try, and you want to minimize the need to constantly come back to your reference, right? Like, the more you know your character, the better it's going to be. Like, and I know that might sound, like a statement, but I mean, you look and you're like, oh, well, the RHINO's pretty easy, right? He's not that difficult. And then you realize, like, oh, wait, there's more to him than you anticipated in the first place. And so now you're just like, oh, well, right? And then you're just kind of stuck. And you're like, well, crap. So, don't be surprised if all of a sudden, you're just like, oh my goodness, I messed up. And it's, and you're like, it's okay. Right, so we're going to come in here, we're going to give him that one, and we're actually going to bold that one out. let's see. Oh my goodness. See, you come in and it's like, oh, and you run out of time, right? So now it's like, oh, no time for dilly-dally. You're just gonna start making, it's more or less you start making decisions. Like, all right, what are we doing? No time. There's really no time to waste or second guess, because even though it's like, oh, well, this character is not actually that complicated, right? Because he's in one big onesie. So, in theory, he's, probably one of the easier characters to draw. But then, especially if you're just doing what I'm doing, which is this kind of half torso shot, and you're just like, oh, I don't have that much to worry about. What you'll find is you'll get comfortable, which I have done on multiple occasions. Get comfortable with the drawing, and then you're like, do, and you don't have that sense of urgency, because you look at his design and you're like, oh, it's not hard at all. Should be able to knock this out in mere seconds. Let me tell you, as a person who has tried and failed many a time, but don't let that simple design fool you, because the next thing you know, you'll be sitting at like 1 minute going, oh my goodness, I have no time. There's like 0 time left. And there's nothing more frustrating than coming in going, oh yeah, man, I got this. This one's going to be easy. Right? You come in and I got this one. This one's not going to be hard at all. And then, you get towards the end and you're like, I didn't finish. How did I not finish? Right? Well, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe you guys are just awesome, and you don't face those same problems that I do. All right, so I'm definitely leaving a lot of the black for hopefully we'll get into that a little later, as far as getting the solid blacks in, because I definitely want to make sure we get at least everything in, Go ahead and get his eyebrows and stuff in. Right, normally I definitely use a lot smaller of a inking utensil when I normally ink. Right? It's like, oh, we're gonna use something way smaller to get all those details in the face and stuff like that. Bam, 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 bam. All right, bring this in just a little bit, like so. And we're gonna say, all right, 2.5 minutes left. Erase this out. Not a lot of time to, on that idea of erasing and stuff like that. It's like, look, we're just gonna come and go, right? Here. So, bam. So, remember, even though you kind of look at it and you're like, oh, I'm doing great, which you are. Just remember, you are doing great, right? You will get comfortable, and that's the thing we're trying to avoid, right? We don't want to get comfortable in this situation, and then all of a sudden, we've ran out of time. right? So just remember, you only have like a minute left. So there's not a lot of time for you to just be like, oh, there's no issues here. I'm just gonna come in and it's gonna be great. Nope. And one of the issues that I have is that I like to have almost, non-smudged in these 10 minutes markers, because that's kind of what I'm known for, is these very clean looking marker drawings. But I have to try and remember that I don't have the time to do that. Right? And so I try and come in and do the best I can, but I have to remember there's not a lot of time for that. Right? Because I'm looking at 24 seconds, and while I might, right, like if I just came in and was like, we can kind of do it. 6 seconds left. Ugh. Oh man, so close, so very close, right? To get it complete, and this is what I'm talking about, right? It's a simple design, and yet after a while you're just like, oops, I ran out of time, right? And I still have to do, like, I still would need to fill in these blacks right here, and that would be it. So I needed, like another 20 seconds. But still, you're right. You want to take something like this and go, okay, how can I actually get faster? What can I do to accomplish my goal in those 10 minutes? And you just got to try and learn from it, right? Like, even though I can tell where I started realizing I was running out of time, right? Because there's some blemishes here and here, right? And so it's, okay, how do I get nice clean lines and try and make it faster? And I do believe that if we do this consistently over time, that's what's going to make it work, right? Then you'll get faster, you'll get more confident with your pencils and with your inks and with your markers or color pencils or whatever it is that you're using. You'll start getting more and more confident and faster, and it'll just become second nature to do some of these things. So stick with me. I promise you it's going to be okay. We are going to get faster. We are going to get stronger at this drawing. I hope that you did participate with me and you did get something from this, and you're warmed up and you can start drawing for the rest of the day. If you have any characters that you would like us to draw, go ahead and put it in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get it on the list right away. If you did actually participate in today's challenge and you made a video, please send me a link so I can watch it. I would love to see how well you guys are doing. But if you're not a video person and you want to just drop me a picture, head on over to my Discord and drop it into the Daily Arting channel. Thank you guys so very, very much, and I look forward to seeing you at the next episode.